Let's talk about a modern-day siege. But forget stone walls and armies at the gate. The attackers, well, they're already inside your network. This is the digital siege, and today we're going to break down exactly how you defend your organization. Just imagine this for a second. You walk into the office, grab your coffee, sit down at your desk, and you can't do anything. Every single file you have is locked, and glowing on your screen is a message with this menacing timer countdown. Your data, your entire business, it's being held hostage, and you're the victim. This isn't some movie plot. This is the cold reality of a ransomware attack.
So what exactly are we dealing with here? Well, ransomware is a particularly nasty kind of malware. Let's call it what it is. It's digital extortion, plain and simple. It slams the door on your own systems and demands you pay up to get back in. And in today's world, understanding this threat, it's not optional anymore. It is absolutely essential for digital survival.
All right, so to fight this enemy, you have to understand their weapons, right? So let's peek inside the attacker's arsenal and break down the two main ways they seize control. Okay, so there's a really important difference to get here. On one side, you've got what's called locker ransomware. Think of this like a giant boot on your car. It basically locks you out of your whole computer, but the stuff inside, your files, they're usually okay. But then there's crypto ransomware, and this is way more dangerous. It doesn't just lock the door. It gets inside and scrambles every single file, turning them into unreadable garbage without a special key. And here's the cold hard truth you just have to accept. Even if you pay them, there is absolutely no guarantee you'll get your data back. You're dealing with criminals, remember. They could just take the money and run. Or even worse, they could leak your sensitive info anyway, just to twist the knife. So who are they after? The honest answer? The battlefield is everywhere. No organization is immune, and the cost of one of these attacks goes way beyond just the ransom.
Yeah, attackers love to hit targets where any downtime causes maximum pain. Think hospitals, schools, critical infrastructure. But don't make the mistake of thinking you're safe. Every single business is a potential target. A tiny local shop, a huge multinational corporation. If you've got data, you're on the menu.
That ransom payment? That's just the tip of the iceberg. A successful attack can absolutely shatter your reputation. It just erodes the trust your customers have in you. Inside the company, it crushes morale. And maybe the worst part, once you pay, you get a little mark next to your name. You're a payer, which just makes you a juicier target for the next attack. The damage is deep, and it lasts a long time.
So this all leads to the big, difficult question every single victim has to ask themselves. The clock is ticking. Your business is at a standstill. Do you pay?
Look, the expert consensus, as you can see, is a pretty resounding no. Paying the ransom is what fuels this entire criminal industry. And like we just said, it's a huge gamble. Now, some businesses do pay out of sheer desperation just to get back online. But the official guidance from law enforcement and cybersecurity pros is crystal clear. Refuse to play their game.
So if getting your data back is a total gamble, where does that leave us? It means we're thinking about this all wrong. The game isn't about how to respond to an attack. It's about preventing it from ever happening. It's time to stop thinking like a potential hostage and start building a digital fortress.
A really effective defense isn't just one magic tool. It's a strategy with layers, just like the walls of a real fortress. There are 3 absolutely vital defensive layers that every organization needs: advanced security controls, isolated data backups, and security awareness training. So let's dig into each one.
Layer 1 is all about building up your fortifications. Basic antivirus just doesn't cut it anymore. We need more advanced stuff. First, zero trust. The idea is simple. Never trust, always verify. Next up is SASE, which basically pulls all your network and security tools into one place in the cloud. And finally, SIM tools. Think of these as your digital watchtower, constantly scanning for trouble and spotting an intruder before they can do any real damage. Layer 2 is your unbreachable vault. This is your ultimate safety net, your ace in the hole. Of course, regular data backups are crucial, but the key word here is isolated. As you can see, these backups have to be kept totally separate from your main network, either offline or what we call air-gapped, so that when ransomware hits, it just can't reach them. And finally, we have Layer 3, training your vigilant guard. Look, all the technology in the world can only do so much. Most of these attacks start with a single human error. One person clicking one bad link or using a weak password. Your people are your true first line of defense, so continuous training on how to spot threats, that's not just a good idea, it's non-negotiable.
Okay,
Let's put it all together. When you shift your mindset from being reactive to being proactive, you can totally transform your organization from a potential hostage into a resilient fortress. So let's recap the battle plan.
It really all comes down to this. Number 1, build your fortifications with advanced security. Number 2, secure your vault with regular and, most importantly, isolated backups. And number 3, train your guard by making sure your people have continuous security awareness. These 3 pillars, they all work together to create a really powerful defense.
So here's the bottom line. Ransomware absolutely thrives on unpreparedness. It preys on weakness. But by building a smart, layered defense, you fundamentally change the entire story. You stop being a soft target just waiting to get hit. Because a well-defended organization isn't just a target, it's a fortress.